Agrina uisle is a chóide. Céad Míle fáilte roimh chuig Ambassade na hÉireann in Kuala Lumpur. Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Embassy of Ireland in Kuala Lumpur. Tuan Yang Taratama, Tansri Tansri, Dato Dato, Dan Datin Datin, Tatamu Yang Tar Hormat, Tuan Tuan, Dan Puan Puan. Salamata Tang, Kikaduta An Ireland, di Kuala Lumpur. On our National Day, St. Patrick's Day, I would like to extend a warm welcome to our Malaysian friends, to diplomatic colleagues, and to the Irish community who call Malaysia home. As we celebrate our own National Day, we should first pause and reflect on the fact that elsewhere in Europe, another country, Ukraine, is seeking to defend their own sovereignty as a nation. Ireland stands in solidarity with the people of Ukraine. We reaffirm on Ireland's National Day, St. Patrick's Day, our human fellowship and empathy with the Ukrainian people. Ladies and gentlemen, this past year has brought challenges for us all. I want to pay tribute to all of those working to keep us as healthy and safe as possible. During a time of shared grief, trauma and loss wrought by the COVID pandemic, we have also discovered the critical links between human connection and well-being. We have learned to value community and to uncover hidden reserves of imagination and generosity. I also want to pay tribute to the members of our Irish community here who have worked to help keep those bonds strong throughout the past year, remaining connected virtually at the times when it was not possible to meet physically. Our National Day, St. Patrick's Day, is an opportunity to reflect on what it is to be Irish and to have an affinity for Ireland. It is also an opportunity to reflect on the strong bilateral ties of friendship between Ireland and Malaysia. The people-to-people connections between Ireland and Malaysia are strong, forged by many decades of cooperation in the education field in particular. Indeed, many Malaysians also now call Ireland home, even temporarily, while they study and live there and get to know our green island. As the founders of our state recognised a century ago, our arts, our Irish language and our games are the bedrock of our identity as a people. During our programme today, we will also have a number of cultural performances, reflective pieces for the time we live in, and that also mark the unifying nature of Irish culture around the world. But first, it is my great honour to introduce the Prime Minister of Ireland, An Taoiseach Micheál Martin.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, Malaysia. Benachtaí na féile pádraig oribh go léir. Tá áthas orm a bheith caint libinmh thar ceann bhuainte na hÉireann, agus an tríúlá le pádraig a chalóra a going ó thosaigh pandéim COVID-19. Inmh tá dóchas oring go bhfuil deireadh na pandéime ag braca ír na spíre. Gan cáid ina feireann tá ar muinter ag ach cheangel leis an bobal má gúird, ar bobal ag ach cheangel le na chéile, agus éire ag ach cheangel leis an domhan. A very happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. I'm delighted to be able to speak to you today on behalf of Ireland as we mark our third St. Patrick's Day since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, and as we can begin to hope to see the end to the pandemic on the horizon. Where it is now possible, our people are reconnecting with our communities are reconnecting with each other, and Ireland is reconnecting with the world. We're beginning to reopen again, to welcome our friends and family home, to foster renewed opportunities to connect through the arts, through education and through business, to seek new ideas and to inspire innovation. We can see our way out of this crisis, but much remains to be done before we can say that the pandemic is over. I would like to take a moment to pay a special tribute to Irish people across the world, to you, our diaspora. Ireland is immensely proud of how our people at home and abroad have responded to the crisis, with humanity, selflessness and generosity. Our healthcare workers, our aid workers, and our peacekeepers all continue to represent our country with distinction. And there are so many examples of where our diaspora reached out the hand of friendship and of care for the more vulnerable members of our community during really difficult times. For that, I thank you. In challenging times, we turn also to our writers, artists, and musicians to find, through them, an expression of our innermost thoughts and wishes, of our shared yet individual experiences. Over the past 2 years, the richness of Irish artistic output has kept alive a flame of hope, a welcome reminder of human potential when we felt most powerless. Ireland salutes you and thanks you all on this St. Patrick's Day. While today is very much an Irish holiday, our history proves that we are stronger when we are supported by our friends, when we work together. The pandemic has underlined the importance of continued collaboration and cooperation with our European and international partners. Ireland is a strong proponent of multilateralism. Our time on the UN Security Council has allowed us to promote our values and principles on the most significant of world stages. We're also proud members of the European Union, a community that has been our home for almost 50 years. Our European Union membership has added new, rich layers of identity, of belonging, and of solidarity. This will continue as we work together with our European partners to recover from the pandemic, as we rise together to the challenges of climate change, and as we work in unity to protect and restore international law and the principles of the UN Charter, promoting security and stability in our European neighbourhood. Our celebrations this year are tempered by the reminder that democracy and the rule of law can never be taken for granted. And so, this year especially, let St. Patrick's Day be a moment to express our values of human fellowship, empathy, and solidarity. Ní nart go chur le chéile. There is strength in unity, a sentiment that has a special resonance at this time. We stand together with Ukraine and with the international community of democratic nations. Céad Míle maithugh.
Thank you, Taoiseach. Irish culture is at the centre of our communities at home and abroad. Culture also has a unifying power to connect people around the world. The first of our cultural performances, filmed in Kilkenny, Ireland, features vocals by Muireann Nic Amhlaibh and a new orchestral arrangement by Paul Campbell of the traditional Irish air adopted by Irish composer Sean O'Riada as the main theme of Mise Éire. This song is often symbolically associated with the emergence of the new Irish state 100 years ago this year. And as we honour our heritage, we also hold in our hearts the people of Ukraine and wish for them the same peace and freedoms we enjoy and value from our own history. Our second piece, Almost Céimish, was composed by Zoe Conway in memory of the famous Irish poet Seamus Heaney. It is performed by a local ensemble of young harpists, Harps at the Border, at the beautiful Carlingford Loch. Finally, we see the unifying and global nature of Irish culture in our last performance. Local Malaysian musicians, Falik Auri on Irish whistle and uilleann pipes, and AKZ on Malay Rabana, will perform an Irish and Malay musical set. An apt symbolisation of the links between our two countries, Ireland and Malaysia.
His father unreigned the leg
Thank you for joining us today. Banachtaí na fáilte pádraig oribh go léir. Happy St. Patrick's Day.